Good evening, guys. I want to give you a wow moment. Today's wow moment comes from the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 4, King James Version. It says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts or desires shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables." I want to tell you that the itch is not worth the scratch. Notice here in the text, we see this is Paul's second letter to his spiritual son Timothy. Paul is in Rome with Luke. This is Paul in prison. Luke is with him. And Paul gives his letter to Luke to send to Timothy, and says to Timothy in his letter, preach the word in season and out of season. Paul is getting ready to be executed under the Emperor Nero for, guess what? Preaching the truth. Paul is simply telling Timothy, do the work of an evangelist. Share the gospel in truth and in love and in correction. And so when Paul says to Timothy, he also says to him, the itch is not worth the scratch. What does that translate to now? I'm glad you asked. We have people now in the present 21st century in the Western world arguing on both sides of the political aisle. You have pastors in pulpits saying, and they're politically pandering this cotton candy sensationalism foolishness, preaching to you, those that operate in religion, what feels good, giving you an emotional high, but aren't challenging you with truth to make you think, to make you question something, to make you question deeper than what's being heard. And that's why Paul also tells Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, he says, study to show thyself approved. A workman needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That word rightly comes from the Greek word orthotomea, which in other words means to cut it straight. I want to tell somebody that the itch is not worth the scratch. Do not allow yourself to be turned over to every wind and doctrine, but instead, as James 1:8 says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You must be anchored in truth. Remember, the itch is not worth the scratch.